Hello and welcome. My name is Anthony with the Account Implementation Team at the Apple Leisure Group. Today we are going to be talking about some of the basic information that is available for you in the VAX booking system. And we'll do our demonstrations through the Funjet Vacations brand so that you can see how the basic parts of the booking system do function. So, of course, we want to make sure that we get logged into VAX so that we can see everything nice and clear and up to date. Once on the VAX main page, you can see a whole lot of activity going on here. So you can see all of the different little advertisements and different companies that work within VAX. You can see additional information loaded in down at the lower sections of the page here. Off to the left-hand side, a booking tool that you can indicate which brand you wish to work from and begin building your packages directly from this location. You can also use the new reservation button located at the top of the page, or even retrieve previously built reservations through the Retrieve Reservation button here. There's additional items that you can access within the VAX main page, and they are accessible through the drop-down system you see here. So each one of them takes you to a different location. The Compass is actually an online periodical. So this is an online magazine that gives you additional information about up-to-date things within TSA, things to look out for within the industry that are coming up with airlines and hotels and cruise ships and all that good stuff is right in there. Education, of course, additional resources for you so you can get more acquainted with other companies, other hotel options, and things along those lines. How to more easily navigate your way through different parts of VAX and things along those lines as well. Destinations, all the different destinations that are serviced by companies within VAX that use the booking system. Suppliers, we'll talk about that in just a moment. But down here on the left-hand side, we see offers and incentives with all the additional agent incentives and promotions, and then the different ways in which you can build packages all loaded right here. So, okay, just a moment. We're going to hit pause for a little bit. All right, so as we can see from the main page, again, the series of drop-downs indicating additional information that's available to us, the different promo codes, the different package types that we can build, destinations that are serviced, and the additional education and periodical resources that we see over on the right-hand side. Now, as far as building a package, we had indicated also that you can go into the new reservation button located at the top, or on the left-hand side, we can select our provider over here and simply fill out the information from this location. But our team prefers that you go in through a different access point, and that would be through the supplier itself. Okay, so we will often refer to this as the supplier showcase or the actual VAX mall. Okay, so kind of like a mall, you don't know what's going on within the different stores in a mall. By standing in the hallway, you have to go physically into that building. So you don't know what's going on in Banana Republic by standing in the hallway. You go into the store. Same thing here. What's going on at Funjet Vacations? What are the active promo codes and specials and all that? Well, come to suppliers, click on Funjet Vacations. Once you're in this location, you can save this or bookmark this particular page so you can jump right in here without having to go through what we did to get here. Okay, but regardless, what you'll also see in here is a series of drop-downs along the banner within Funjet's page as well. So each individual brand's page will function very similarly to what we see what's going on the VAX main page. If we want to go back to the VAX main page, we can do that in one of two locations. Click the VAX home button over here on the right, or click on the logo in the upper left. Either way, by clicking on it, we go right back to where we started. Okay, so this enables you to get back and forth between not only the overall booking system, but individual pages within the booking system. So, under Vacation Packages, if we click on that heading, it brings us to the page of all of the companies or brands that you can build vacation packages within the booking system. Okay, so as you can see here, American Airlines Vacations, Sesame Place Vacations, Southwest Vacations. There's all sorts of different little brands and companies in here that use it. This is important to you to remember because there are 6 brands that comprise the Apple Leisure Group. your main focus is going to be Fun Jet Vacations. These other brands are available for you to book, but your commission amount, the production dollars that go towards those brands are not going to be allotted under the Apple Leisure Group or under Fun Jet Vacations. These are just other companies that are using VAX as its booking system. Of course, they're paying VAX to be here as well, so that's why they are available within the system for you to locate. All right, now, if we go into the Apple Leisure Group specific page here, you can see that we are loaded right into the Apple Leisure Group page with the 6 different brands that comprise our parent company. Okay, so Apple Vacations, Travel Impressions, the 2 airlines brands for Southwest Vacations and United Vacations, Fun Jet Vacations, and Blue Sky Tours. All right, so the similarities between Apple Vacations and Fun Jet Vacations should be pretty obvious. They're go to a lot of the same destinations, their hotel offerings. The pricing should be very much in line between those 2 brands. Travel Impressions and Blue Sky Tours are specific only to travel agents, so clients cannot find those brands and book within them, much like you could with Fun Jet or Apple Vacations. Okay, so they're specifically their service and their the items they provide and things along those lines are tailored to travel agents specifically. Okay, Southwest Vacations, United Vacations are contracted brands. What that means is we have a contract with those airlines, and we are contracted to build and sell their vacation packages for them. So as part of that contract, you cannot purchase air by itself on either one of these 2 brands. If you do purchase air, you have to put something with it. Either if it's airfare or a hotel or something along those lines, it cannot be air by itself. Otherwise, you would just go directly to that airline. Okay? Any of the benefits, the rapid rewards, the free bags with Southwest Airlines, drags through into the vacation brand as well. The use of the Perks card or the Mileage Plus program under United Airlines, that is part of United Vacations as well. So the airline brands bring a lot of their key parts and benefits right into their vacation brands as well. And another exciting piece when it comes to Southwest Vacations is they are now flying to Hawaii. The schedule is limited, but at least they're starting there, and then they will branch out into more and more flights, getting them from various locations from the U.S. into Hawaii, and they've been traveling to Mexico and the Caribbean for some time now. Now, in addition to that, you see all sorts of additional information that's loaded in down here, which can give you details on those other brands. You can also find those additional details simply by clicking on that respective brand's logo. So what we're calling the cheat sheets for that brand is a nice little summary of why you would book Fun Jet. You know, their charter flights, their bonus cash program, the all-in-one travel protection, the Groups Your Way program, the exclusive flights going to specific destinations you see listed here, deposit policies, price match, so on and so forth. Okay, so if you want more information on the same thing from another brand, you just simply click on that logo and that information is readily available to you. What is even more important for you to notice are 2 links that are down here. The first one takes you to the webinar calendar. The webinar calendar is all of the public webinars that are available, and I'm going to take this and drop it into the chat. You can, of course, copy that down so you can get into this more easily, because you see that was a lot of jumping around and clicking to get to this point. But this is incredibly useful because these are all of the public webinars that are available to anybody who has VAX access. Okay, so some of them are specific to Apple Vacations and Travel Impressions, and some of them are groups focused. Some of them are focused on destinations like the Hawaiian Islands and maybe now resorts and spas and so on. So any of these that you see with the multicoloring, those have recorded links built in. So if you missed it, you can jump into that one and go back and take a look at the recording. Otherwise, any future events, even if it is set up for just as soon as tomorrow or even same day, you can register for that event and then receive notifications so that you could jump in. Okay, there's always a 12-month running history, so you can go backwards and see those that were done in the month of April, and even go forward to see what's set up for the month of June, for instance, and register for any of those ahead of time. Okay, so again, that's the webinar calendar, and that link is in the chat. An additional one is the education page. On the education page, you can see there's access to the calendar that we were just in, and then additional educational resources right down here, along with contact information for your sales staff and additional pieces to contact individuals internally within Apple Leisure Group. But we're going to jump into the self-help library. I'm going to put that link in the chat window for you as well. The reason I want to include this is because it gets you right into some very detailed information as you need it. Okay, so our webinars are going to be about 30 minutes long, perhaps a little bit longer depending on how much information we cover. So if you just want to find information that is really just a snippet, 2 minutes of a 30-minute presentation, you don't want to have to go through all that to find what you need. This enables you to get right to that point. How to build a basic itinerary, how to book an infant on a reservation, what are non-refundable hotels and all the details behind them, this client self-pay option. All of these are nice little, very summarized points, and it covers only that material. So you can go in here, click on it, and get right into it. Same thing over here, we see our little brand cheat sheets again. There's additional information over here on the right as well about marketing and engagement tools. And then down here under managing your reservation, once you have a reservation built, you can find out how to change information on it, both the travel components and passenger info, adding things, making payments itself on the booking. All of that's right in here for you. That way, again, you're not going through 40-minute video to find one little piece of information. So again, grab those links and use those as little bookmarks so that you can get to where you need to quickly. Back at the VAX main page, we are going to jump back into the FunJet Vacations page through our supplier mall and click here. Now from this page, again, we had mentioned that the different drop-downs will be right here within the yellow banner, much like we saw on the VAX main page. Additional information is available to us down here in regards to specific pieces within the FunJet brand, as well as contact information. Now, do note that technical support is information specifically geared to issues with VAX itself. Your login, you're logged out. Something not functioning correctly within the VAX, as well as access and things like that. If a hotel is not available, if something's not booking correctly, or air is not available, VAX tech support does not help with that. It's only about issues in use of the actual booking system. Now, you can also see there's additional search criteria over here, and we will cover those in future sessions under our advanced booking techniques. But also note any of the advisories, and again, of course, unfortunately, the grounding of the 737 MAX Boeing model. And then anytime there's any weather issues or things that you need to be aware of on a broader scale, like hurricanes or the wildfires that were in California recently, as well as volcanic activity in the Hawaiian Islands. So it'll give you additional information on, and what steps to take from that point as well. Okay, so that's always available to you there. Deals and promos. These are specific. The information you see contained within this page, all of it is specific to FunJet. So if we go to promo codes in this case, we see all of the active promo codes for FunJet Vacations. So as we scroll down here, we can see the active codes that are here, and you can also see there are two different kinds of codes. There's a standard code that's up here at the top, and it's all on sale for. This particular code has no commission cap on it. The booking criteria is listed right here, and when we meet that, as we build a reservation, the code will automatically add on. So we don't necessarily need to enter it to make sure that the reduction gets added to the reservation, it's simply going to do that for us automatically. Now, there are also ultra codes. You can see that listed down here. Ultra codes, as you can see here, they're typically for a limited type of product, a deeper discount, and specific origin cities and things along those lines many times. Now, in that case, when it's that specific, these ultra codes do have a commission cap on them. Okay, so sometimes you want to build a reservation and ensure that a code doesn't add on. Either you're doing price comparisons between reservations or you want to avoid a commission cap. Well, there's a way to deactivate the promo codes from being added on. We can go back up to the FunJet logo, click on that, and that'll bounce us back to the main page of FunJet Vacations. Scrolling down here in the promo code box, to eliminate and block codes from being added to reservations as you build them, you just enter a series of zeros in that box. When you do that, it blocks that code, and you can just continue on through the booking process. All right, you'll get an alert on the next page which says that's not a valid code, which we know, and that's why we're using it to block it out. Okay, and you don't need to do anything differently. It's just an alert to let you know that it's not going to add a promo code on. Okay, you just walk right through and continue through the booking process from that point. And that's a way for you to remove the codes and avoid having a cap on your commission. Now, in addition to that, destinations and hotels. This gives us additional information not only about destinations, but the hotels within them. So if we go to Mexico, for instance, and scroll down here, we can see the different cities on a map, and then they're listed over here as well. We click on the name of the city that we want information on, and then we can see a large number of hotels that are available for booking within this region. So if we want information about the Barcelona Maya Riviera, we click on the name of that property, and you can see all of the information in regards to this hotel. Okay, the hotel policies about check-in and check-out, transportation, when it was built. If I remember correctly, this is a brand new building, and I think it is the adults-only section of the Riviera Maya Barcelona property. In addition, the accommodation options are listed here. The dining options are listed here as well. So some of the photos will be in here. Some properties have more pictures than others, and it just depends. And like I said, this is very new, so there can be limited photos that will show up many times. All right, so if we want information about additional properties, we just back arrow and look for a different one that we might want more information on. So if we scroll down a little bit further here, we want maybe information on, let's see, where's one that I want? The Zoetry in Isla Mujeres. Here we go. That information is here. So again, the same information with dining and accommodations options and so on and so forth. All right. If we like what we see and want to book it, here's our booking tool to do that right over here on the right-hand side. If we want a different destination, we simply go back up to Destinations and Hotels and select from a different one that we have on our menu. Travel info. This gives us additional information on other parts of the FunJet reservation system. So, exclusive nonstop flights. What are those? Those are, to use old terminology, a charter flight. A charter flight is one in which FunJet owns all of the seats, and you're simply buying the seats from us for your clients. With the usage of that, we're able to offer a higher commission amount, and because of us controlling the seats on that, you can easily make changes to the reservations once booked. So there's no worry about reticketing fees and things like that. You can swap out passengers, change and correct names and things like that. Scheduled air, however, a different story. Once ticketed, there's all sorts of different penalties and policies and different things that go along with that. We'll talk more about the charter or exclusive nonstop flights in just a few minutes. We will also talk more about groups and price match in future webinars. But just to get into the travel protection option, we'll click on that right here. This gives us detailed information about the all-in-one travel protection, which is a cancel for any reason policy, which means you can, once purchased on there, you can cancel for any reason up until scheduled time of departure. Okay, so they will get a full refund aside from the cost of the travel protection. You can see the breakdown of the cost based upon their travel destination, whether it's hotel or it does include air, and the number of nights. A surcharge under the holiday time frame you see listed here in December, and then the specific property, the Eldorado Maroma Palafitos with its overwater bungalows. Down a little bit further, you see the information that's also part of this, and that is the price adjustments that go along with the use of this. And also, it offers a lower deposit, as well as in many cases extending the deposit due date, and we'll take a look at more of that as well. You also have during travel coverages, trip interruption or delay, baggage coverage, and medical coverage as well, which is important because many employer plans don't cover you outside of the U.S. You as the travel agent, if they have a reservation, they have the all-in-one travel protection on it, they pay in full, and 2 days before they cancel. Well, obviously you're not receiving commission on bookings that are canceled, so you have commission protection of up to $100 when you include that. Okay, so that's important. So additional details, the full plan, just come down here to where it says state-specific policies, details for bookings beginning 1/3/19, and then select all-in-one travel protection. That's about 37 or 38 pages long, so if you want to print it off and read it, you go right ahead, but that's definitely available for you, for those people who want all the specific ins and outs of the policy. But again, that's found here under the travel info section, and then travel protection. Agent rewards, this is a very important piece because these reward agents specifically. The agency is always up for some kind of reward based upon the production level that they attain, and this reward system goes out directly to the agents who are building as well. Okay, so the STAR program, the agents don't need to do anything except build their reservations in FunJet through the VAX booking system. As they do and hit certain sales levels, they receive certain rewards that you see listed here. Just as simple as that. We keep track of all of that. Everybody's got their own login information, and that's how we know what everybody is pretty much doing. In addition to that, you see the upgrade bonus. Doesn't really require anything additional from the travel agent for this particular reward system either. You just have to know what these color boxes mean in the booking system. So the red box within the hotel section will tell you that this hotel is offering extra commission for certain hotel room categories. So the red box is telling you to stop and take a look. So you do so. You click on the hotel to open the room categories available, and you look for the green box, which tells you which room categories are paying more commission. You select them, you receive typically 2%, sometimes a little bit more depending, and it is commission. All right. Now, the agent bonus cash program is separate from and in addition to your commission. Okay, the agent bonus cash program requires registration. I'll show you where that is as well. It rewards the agent by paying them cash directly. Okay, so you're looking for this yellow box in the booking system, and you get paid extra just for booking that room category or that hotel. And it's per room, so if you have a reservation with 3 rooms on it, although I never encourage you to do that, you get paid on each individual room. If agent bonus cash and the upgrade bonus are available on the same hotel, you would earn both of those. All right. So let's go back to the FunJet Vacations page here. Let's go to Agent Rewards and look for the Agent Bonus Cash registration link. It's right here. So you click on Register, fill out the information that it's asking for. It goes over to the Agent Bonus Cash team, and you can begin earning immediately from that point. Now, you do have to, in order to redeem, you do have to wait for that money to get loaded to the card. Okay, you receive a card in about 10 business days. Register the card just like any other that you might get, debit or credit card, and it's got a Visa logo on it. So it is usable anywhere that Visa is accepted. Okay? So what you use it for is completely your decision. Cell phone bill, gasoline, getting your nails done, whatever. You can even set up a PIN to withdraw physical cash. The offers. How do you know what you get paid on? Well, that's right here as well. This changes every single month, and they are all listed here. So the month of May, anything you book on charter flights, you get $10 just for booking that. If you book them also at the Rio Palace, Baja California, you get $50. So if it's a charter flight going to this hotel, you will get 50 and 10. So these are stackable unless it states otherwise, right? So these are all in here. You can see Secrets, Now, Dreams, Reflect. They all have these payouts. Then we go into some of the other hotel chains, Alamo Rental Cars. So these are all hotels that you'd be happy to send someone to. They're not your base, rundown properties that you would be embarrassed to send someone to. So we're rewarding you for sending you to quality locations, not the crappy ones no one wants to go to. All right, so that is the Agent Bonus Cash program. Agent Tools, we can talk about that a little bit later on as well, and it's all the marketing goodies. So the freebies that are there for you to use to set up your own email and Facebook posts and things along those lines. But let's go ahead and build a little something and put it together using the booking tool. Now you can see here our booking tool is set up with all of our components that's necessary to put something together. Okay, so just a standard search will allow you to input all of this information. To get you more information on charter or exclusive nonstop vacation flights, you simply click on the charter destination search here. From here, you can see that you can build a package, either flight and hotel, or flight only, or flight and car, even with charter. The different origin cities that are serviced by charter flights are listed here. Now, Milwaukee, where we are located presently, is a seasonal market, so that means that it will only function as a charter or origin city January, February, March, and part of April, and it largely depends on when Easter falls. After that, no charters out of that departure city. But if we look here, perhaps Chicago O'Hare, for instance, it is year-round. Now, it's not daily year-round, so there might be some limitations in fall and winter, but pretty much January through July it should be daily. But in our case, we'll have them depart in September. Okay, we'll leave it as all lengths of stay, and we'll set it up with a simple search with just 1 room and 2 adults. But as you can see here, we can have up to 4 rooms on a booking and up to 8 individuals traveling. Children, if you do indicate children on the reservation, you have to indicate their age at time of travel. Sometimes, if it's possible, it's easier to enter their actual date of birth, and that drags all the way through the booking process and adds on at the very end, so you don't need to re-enter it. Okay? But again, that's only in regards to children, if you do add them. Also, if you need to book an infant, that information is right here. You can either have the child sit on a parent's lap, or you need an actual seat. All of those specific instructions are here on the menu. We can add travel protection right up front in the booking process as well. And before we hit search, I did allude to the fact that I would recommend to never put more than 1 room on a reservation at a time. And in some cases, you have to, okay? So, or it makes the most sense. So you have a party of 4, okay? It's mom and dad and their 18-year-old twins, okay? Still not, they can sign into the room as adults, but you want to make sure that they're close by and they're all going to be traveling together. So you know that if one's not going, they're all not going, okay? So then 2 rooms, 4 adults, 2 adults in each room, okay? In the case, say it's 2 couples, okay? They're both in their 30s, they're both going to the same destination. Stacking the reservation in that case can get a little messy, especially if one person needs to drop out or a couple needs to cancel or needs to change dates or something like that. Because now, with all of those people, all of those 4 people together, that can start to affect everything else on it. So if you got couples traveling, build separate reservations if you possibly can. All right, so we've got the search criteria as we need it so far, and we click on the search button. So what it'll do at this point is it'll bring up a calendar. So we see the month of September and our origin city. And we can change either one of these, even at this point if we needed to. But for our case, September shows Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday with no departures out of O'Hare. Scrolling down a little further, we can see on the 20th, that is their desired departure date. And Cancun is listed a few different times. We can see the hotel zone, which is shaped like the number 7, and then north up to Playa Mujeres and Isla Mujeres. Riviera Maya, the second heading, is for those hotels south of the hotel zone. Playa del Carmen, Tulum, and so on. Or both, or Cozumel through the Cancun airport. Now, it divides it up so that you can get and find your hotels and scale them back a little bit more easily. Okay, so for instance, if we want Riviera Maya, we indicate the number of nights of travel. So they're going to depart on the 20th and then return 7 nights later, and the air will automatically be built into the reservation we create. So it'll take a moment or two to get something together for us, and it's just a sample of what we've got so far. Okay, so we can see Frontier Air is our charter. We can also see that we have a list of hotels down here, and it will automatically pick a sample hotel, and that's what this pricing is based upon over here. You can also see that it's automatically built in that promo code like we had suggested earlier. So we see the reduction on the reservation. Also over here is our travel protection as a separate cost, and options is basically it's adding the transportation from the airport to the hotel and back, and we can change that too. Okay, so our full package price, if we were to pick the hotel that is selected for us, is here. We can make changes to this as we move along. What's also important to note is when we see information, like we had talked about with the agent bonus cash, we can see that the Breathless Riviera Cancun is participating in that program, and we hover over it and we see how much the payout is for that. Okay, look out for rooms that display exactly like this. Deal of the day, non-refundable. When it says deal of the day, non-refundable room category, that means not even the travel protection covers that, because this is a super low rate that we're getting directly from the hotel, and because of that, it is non-refundable. If non-refundable is stated within the hotel room category, it means exactly that. Okay, now if we click on the plus symbol over here, this opens the different rooms that are available at the hotel. These other room categories, listed without that information in it, are refundable, even if we get into the hotel's cancellation penalty phase. This one is stamped and indicated specifically. Right from the moment you book it, you're stuck. I shouldn't say stuck, but you can't back out. You can't make any changes. You can't change the room category, you can't change the hotel, you can't cancel the reservation without losing all of the hotel portion. Okay, but if you book the Allure Junior Suite, not the case. Okay, so look out for that. If you see non-refundable on there, yeah, it's cheaper. Not a huge amount actually though, that's the unusual part, but it is less expensive. So my advice, avoid that even with the travel protection because it won't cover you there. All right, so other things that we can do to change the display of the hotels. We see we have 100 of them that come up in our menu. We can go with just the highest rated, and then it makes an adjustment. We're now down to 45, and maybe we just want adults only. And now we just have 20. Okay, so we can see here, in this case, Eldorado Seaside Suites, there in the Agent Bonus Cash program, we're getting $10. And then in addition to that, there's an upgrade bonus that's attached. Remember, we said look out for that red box. So now we have to open the room categories and find the room categories with the green box that tell us this room category, the Oceanfront Swim Up Suite. Okay, now Eldorado properties are beautiful to be in with. Okay, now you're going to make an extra 2% in commission plus Agent Bonus Cash just for knowing what these two things mean and booking an upgraded room category. All right, so the price difference between this room and the base room, less than $300. Base room, $24.98. The upgraded Oceanfront Swim Up Suite, $27.04. Pretty easy to justify that with the clients, and you're going to come away with a little extra money. Okay, so to get that, click on the green select button. The commission will always display that upgraded commission amount as you move along. The Agent Bonus Cash is something that's not going to appear on the reservation because it's not directly tied to the commission amount. Okay, so that's something you kind of got to keep track of yourself. In addition, now it's going to ask us to confirm the air that we have. Okay, so we have our charter air. Yep, that's what we want. Otherwise, here's some other air selections we can pick from if we want. Now, we want the charter. We know we're getting more commission, and we have the ease of making changes. Select. Give it just a minute or two yet, and you will see the same thing for the return. Here's our charter, and reselect that. Now remember, if you have charter on the outbound, you have to have charter on the return, so it's not even going to let you select something else for the return. Here's our flight info, our hotel info with all of the extra, our travel protection, and the transportation that's added on to the bill as well. Now it's $55 per person, and that is because we are further away from the airport. The further away from the airport you are, the more expensive the transportation is going to be. Okay, so if we were right in the hotel zone 20 minutes away, it'd be $20 or $25 for the transfers. In this case, it's $55 per person. All right, so we can see that all broken down in a nice little summary right over here. And again, the higher the reservation goes, the more the discount that comes off. All right, so our full total, travel protection, hotel, airfare, transfers, for two people, pretty darn reasonable at $3,076.23. Granted, we're going in September when a lot of people aren't vacationing, but this is what we can do for them. And we have this extraordinary room, and we're making more money because we've got that up-level room. What is that? That's tucked away under booking administration. That's just hidden wording for commission. So you can see the commission amount right here. Okay, you can increase that. You saw that little box in there that you can up that commission if you need to. What's included as far as taxes and fees in that final pricing? That's right here. Terms and conditions. Who's responsible for what happens if I cancel, all that's right here. Additional baggage charges. Unfortunately, Frontier's is going to charge us for bags on these charter flights. Click here, get into this database, scroll down till we find Frontier Airlines. Right down here is all the baggage information. Now, as you can see, these are links. If we wanted Frontier's physical, like a commercial flight, one that is not charter in that case, if we wanted to know what their standard bag fees are, we click, it's not going to work for me. But it should route you directly over to that airline's website. So we're not loading the baggage information in unless it's a charter. Otherwise, you're getting it right from the airline, so you know if there's changes or updates or anything like that, you're going to get it right from them. Close that. We can print this off, or we can email what we have so far, up to 10 recipients here. Terms and conditions are embedded in this page. Pricing breakdown, airfare, hotel, and our extras. That's what they would see when they get this email. Again, you can email it or even print it off. Close that. Now, before we hit the checkout button, let's talk about this other button over here, Create Sales Email. Create Sales Email allows us to build standard flights which are going to be these. We can't do multiple options with flights. But we can do multiple options with hotels, rental cars, and features. We can do 6 features, up to, you don't have to, 3 rental car options, and up to 6 hotel options, whether it's room categories or hotel properties. To do this, we click on Create. It converts to Preview. When it does that, we jump over here to the More to Hotels and click there. And it will route us back to the hotel selection menu. Once there, we'll be able to select multiple options. Okay, so give it just a moment. Alright, so we can see, as we scroll down here, it keeps those same filters, so only those 20 hotels are available. We can change them by unchecking this box if we wanted to. We can see our current hotels, there's a nice little box around it. Click the plus symbol to open the room categories, and you see our current selection. So of course we're going to include that. We're also going to include the base level room, and then we can include other options. Oops, let's close this so we're not scrolling so much. The Valentin, maybe we want to include that. Secrets Maroma, Unico, Imperial Star, of course. Look at all these agent bonus cash things that are going on here. Now, when we hit that 6, it'll tell us. Alright, so the Imperial Star won't be included. If we wanted to include those extra options with the features and so on, we have to go into those specific menus down here and check boxes for those. Our example, we're going to leave that with just hotel right now. Back up to the top, click on Preview. In here, we'll see the actual information that goes over to the client. So, again, you can send this up to 10 recipients if you want to. As a travel agent, I always recommend that you send this directly to yourself first, and then from your email, forward it to the clients. Then you've got a copy of it, and it's less likely for it to get lost in their junk or spam. All right. So as we scroll down, we see our standard flight information here, and then each one of the different hotels in order by least expensive to most expensive. It's also going to break out the different ones that we had indicated with the multiple room categories. So the Seaside Suite, the Junior Suite, and the Swim Up. Okay, Breathless, Valentin, and so on. Now, there's a couple of things that appear on here that you can change. Book Now buttons. If your agency has a GoFundJet affiliate site where it links your website directly to FundJet and bookings can be filtered right through there directly, you will get Book Now buttons. So, for instance, you send this to the client, they open the email, they click on where it says El Dorado Seaside, they click on the name of the property. So they open the full hotel profile. They're able to see all the pictures and dining options and all that good stuff like we're able to see, and we showed you that earlier. Okay, so they make the decision, they love the El Dorado, we're going to go for it. Well, the Book Now buttons enable them to click on Book Now and build their own reservation. Okay, so they input their names, their dates of birth, put a small deposit on it, you get an email that says, hey, Robert and Mary built their reservation. Here's the reservation number. Awesome. You still have full control on it. They can't access it or delete it or cancel it or make changes or anything. It's still yours, technically. Okay, all the commission goes to you. But, say for instance, they make a name error or they enter date of birth wrong or something like that. You now still need to work with those issues moving forward. Okay? Also, you've kind of lost, that touch point with the client. So you may want to avoid that being there because of that reason. To do that, come up towards the top and uncheck the box where it says Show Book Now. When you do that, the page will take a moment to reset, and they're gone. Same thing over here with the pricing. Maybe you haven't even talked about pricing. You're just sending an email. Hey, here's some new properties you haven't seen in Cancun. Haven't been there in a while. Check these out. Okay? Well, you can uncheck the box for show pricing, and they disappear also. And that also enables you to say that everything that you see is between $25 and $3,000, or whatever, okay? So again, you're going to send this to yourself, and then forward it to the clients from there. They're sitting with you. You can even print it off if needed. So that's the sales email, and again, up to 6 hotels, up to 3 rental cars, and up to 6 features. The features are the travel protection, transfers, and offsite things. All right, so we're going to hit the checkout button, take a look at the summary page for checkout. It will be all wrapped up. Take a moment here. All right, so we see our pricing breakdown, and this is really when I always say this is when you can officially tell them what the package price will be. You can still change components, the flights, the hotel, all that good stuff if needed, but this is when it's really grabbed out of inventory and locked in for the clients. Travel protection, all that good stuff is right there. So essentially with this promo code, you're pretty much getting the transfers for free. Okay, that's one way to think about it there. Scroll down, hotel advisories, some of the line items with the travel protection and transfers. And whenever you build a reservation in Vax, you have to tell it whether you're taking the travel protection or you're declining it, or it won't complete the booking. In our case, we're just going to go down here and see that we can add the traveler information, middle name. Some people yes, some people no. You know what? If it's on their passport, if it's on their travel documentation, put it on the reservation. Full middle name, if it's on there, put it all on there. Okay? Helps to eliminate any confusion moving forward. Some travel agents insist on, I want a photocopy of your passport name page. Perfect. Then they can do that. We did that with a group of us, my family traveling 15 people. Hey, I don't want any errors. Here we photocopied it and gave it all to the travel agent, and she built it that way. Way easier. All right. Input all the information here. Each traveler can enter, we can enter frequent flyer information, the known traveler or redress information here as well. Same thing with passenger 2. Special service requests. This enables you to enter information directly to the hotel. Do they want to be on a ground floor, close to the elevator? Is it someone's birthday, anniversary, what have you? Flight requests, the same thing here. Do they need assistance at the airport? Or one of the add-ons, do they need assistance with the transportation, getting on and off? Do they have some kind of physical handicap that requires that? Seat assignments are not going to be readily available with the charter flights about 40 to 45 days before travel. You would be able to get that information and then be able to enter that and make requests at that point. You can still remove the promo code. Okay, so it's giving you that option here. Look for that in the payment section when you're building it. What is special to note is our deposit. The travel protection lessens the deposit amount. It doesn't lower the package price. Obviously, you're adding a line item. So the deposit is lower, and look how long we have to make the deposit. So today is the 22nd, Wednesday. We can build this reservation with the client's info, names and dates of birth, and they don't have to give us any money until 6 p.m. Central Time on Saturday. Okay? If they don't make a payment by that point, the reservation simply cancels for lack of funds. Okay? They make this, they have to make at least that much money on the reservation. And then the full reservation is due by August 6th, which is 45 days from travel. All reservations are due at that point. Okay. Payment section is right down here if you need it, if they're putting the deposit down right away. The Bill of Rights or the terms and conditions are loaded in right here too. Check the box, complete the booking. Simple as that. Okay? So, I am going to start the production.